In this video, I'm going to take you through my personal warm-up routine I use before I jump rope and some of the benefits. What's going on? My name is Brandon Epstein from the Jump Rope Dudes, where we help you jump rope, get lean, and live more. Now, before I get into this video, let me say that you don't necessarily have to warm up before you jump rope. You probably see there's a lot of boxers out there, they actually use jump rope as their warm-up before they do any other exercise. So with that being said, if you are a seasoned athlete and you feel fine without doing an additional warm-up, go ahead and just get into your jump rope routine. I'll also say this for people who are already just feeling warm, or maybe you do some personal exercise routine before you start jumping rope. Listen, if your muscles are warm, you feel good, go ahead and skip the warm-up routine and just start jumping rope. On the flip side of things, there's a lot of people who definitely should be warming up before they start the jump rope routine. And so people who I'm talking about are people who live in just really cold places, who literally just need to warm up their muscles because the temperature is so cold that they need to get some blood flowing throughout their body. And this warm-up will be very helpful with that. In addition, if you're coming back from any injuries, I highly recommend that you do this warm-up routine before you start jumping rope, again, so you can just start to improve some of the mobility in your body before you get into any high intensity exercise and you start to warm up a little bit. Also, if you're significantly overweight and your joints and muscles aren't used to intense exercise, definitely use this warm-up routine before you start jumping rope. Ultimately, it's going to come down to you as an individual deciding if you need to warm up or not. Final thing I'll mention is that if you're just worried about getting injured when you're jumping rope, then play it safe. Incorporate this warm-up routine I'm about to show you in this video. So what is the purpose of a warm-up routine? The purpose really comes down to getting your blood flowing away from your vital organs and more through your muscles. This will bring more oxygen to your blood and your muscles as your heart rate increases and will get you primed and ready to do the thing. Mainly, this is to reduce the risk of injury, but it's also helpful for improving performance when your actual workout starts because your body is going to be already activated and ready for intense movement. All right, so we're going to get into the personal warm-up routine right now, starting with a compound exercise movement. We're going to be going from a hamstring stretch down into a squat, into a chair pose, and standing back up. And we're going to do this for 10 repetitions total. So I'll show you what that looks like right here. And I like to go barefoot whenever I'm doing my warm-up, just so I can get that good strengthening in my feet as my feet grab the ground. So it's going to look a little bit like this. Down to your toes, knees jut out to the side, hands up overhead, back up. I'm going to do 10 of these. Really be key to make sure your knees jutting out to the side when you come down into your squat. Very good. Give you one final angle here. Stretching out the hamstrings. Getting to the squat, hands overhead, back up. All right. And now we're going to move on to the second exercise. That first one really is just to get your heart rate up a little bit, start to activate your legs, open up your shoulders a little bit. And next, we're just going to open up the oblique muscles a little bit. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rotating from one side to the other. We're just going to go 10 reps on each side. And the key here is to pivot on the ball of one foot and then the other, alternating back and forth. I feel like this always feels good when I'm first starting to work out. Oftentimes I get a nice crack in my back as well as I'm going back and forth. All right, moving on here. Next up, we have a shoulder warm-up. So especially when you're using heavier jump ropes, we use our shoulders a lot. And so that's why I like this kind of yoga movement. We're going to open up all of the shoulder and the fascia there. And so it basically looks like this. You're going to try to reach your arms out to the side, and we're going to internally rotate one arm and externally rotate the other. And then we're just going to go back and forth, reaching out to the side. And then we're gonna go up overhead, continuing to alternate back and forth. Keep it going. Internal, external rotation, opposite arms, going opposite ways. Bring it all the way down to your side. Nice and slow. And we're gonna do 3 reps of these total. It's really good for opening up the shoulders. You may even feel a little burn as the muscles get activated. That's okay. It's a great way to warm them up. Protect those shoulders, especially when we're doing the heavy rope movements. All right, very good. Moving on here. And this warm-up I put together comes from so much experience in like doing yoga, jump rope, body weight. I've just learned a lot of these things over the years, and they seem to work for me because I notice they target the muscles that are getting worked the most when I'm actually jumping rope. So it helps warm up all those things. All right, next up, we are going to do a little wrist warm-up. So we come down to the tabletop position. And first we just sit back on our feet and open up our feet a little bit. And then we're gonna put our hands just below our shoulders and wrists, so we have good alignment here. And all we're doing here is we're gonna be pressing between our thumbs and our index fingers. And then we're gonna lean forward and back, forward and back. Let's see here. So I don't have certain reps on this. I usually just like to do it for about a minute, where I'm going to be alternating first forward and back with my fingers facing forward, and then I'll bring my my fingers facing out, and I'll lean side to side. And I'll finish up by bringing my fingers towards my body and just sitting back, kind of lifting up one wrist and then the other, opening up those wrists, opening up the forearms, because we all know when you're jumping ropes, especially with heavy ropes, your forearms are getting heavily activated, so it's good to warm those up, stretch them out beforehand. And in total, just work here for about a minute and shake it out when you're done. And always kind of sitting back onto your heels like this on your feet. So it's really good for stretching out your feet. And I actually recommend that you sit here afterwards for at least a minute or so. All right. And if you're not used to this, it's going to be very uncomfortable, but stick with it. It's good for your feet. It's good for your overall mobility. So take your time. And the more you do this, the easier it will get. Simple as that. It's going to be really uncomfortable. You're going to be screaming in pain. Keep it going. I'm not going to do it for a full minute here, but you can obviously see what this looks like. This is what we do for a minute. And then finally, we're going to finish with some Mike Tyson push-ups, which help open up the hips a little bit. So what that looks like is we're coming up essentially into like a plank, and then we're getting down to a squat here, almost like a bear crawl. And then we're coming forward, push up down, and then back. So it's like we're going into a deep squat bear crawl here, stretching out, leaning forward, pushing up. We'll do 10 of those. I kind of sit back here. I like to feel my hips open up, my shoulders open up, leaning forward and activating the upper body. So you want 10 of those total. And then just go through that warm up 2 times total. And that's a good warm up before you start jumping rope. So that's it for the basic warm up that I do. Check that out and add anything additional that you'd like to it. And then before I start my really intense jump rope workout, before I'm doing double unders and sweating like crazy, I like to start by doing about 3 minutes of jump rope boxer skip, which you can see me doing here. It's pretty casual, and again, it's just helping me warm up, get the blood flowing, get my heart rate up a little bit before I start going super intense. And as you can see in this video, I'm using the half-pound cross rope. This is my favorite jump rope. It's a hybrid rope. It's really good for doing tricks, but also adding some resistance to your body because it has some extra weight to it. So if you want to check that out, it's linked up in the description below. You can use the code DOTHETHING to get 10% off. And if you would like some more in-depth training, coaching, basically a workout experience that's ad-free and directed by myself and Dan and our other coaches at Jump Rope Dudes, then definitely check out Jump Rope Dudes TV. We're going to link it up for you in the description below as well. You can get a free 7-day trial, so you can go in there, try some of the workouts, try some of the programs we've designed in there, even get in there and get some coaching. So check that out right now. Linked up in the description below. Again, it's free for the first 7 days. So thank you so much for watching. I hope learning a little bit about my personal warm-up was helpful for you. And if it was, please like the video, comment, leave any questions you have below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. My name is Brandon Epstein. We're the Jump Rope Dudes, and as always, do the thing.